Alright, thank you.
Members show great concern over public perception that is detrimental to Jin. They protect Jin very much from all bad perceptions. In 2022, when BTS's military service postponement sanction expired, everyone in the media pointed at Jin and gave their speculation saying that Jin did not want to do military service. Everyone pressured Jin. All hate comments targeted Jin. Not BTS, none of the members spoke up about it. They were silent. Until months later, the announcement of the Busan World Expo 2030 concert appeared. In October 2022, when BTS members appeared with a full formation, and Jin was still blamed for his position there appearing in 2022, which was the year of his age limit for military service. In 2022, if Jin had received the privilege of postponing military service, he should not have received hate comments just because the government had not stated anything regarding the postponement, but everyone attacked him, not BTS, so Jin took a stand. The reporting where at the end of the concert, Jin announced the release of his solo single album, which stated that it was the opening of a solo project for all members. They declared themselves to be separated and debuted with a solo career, all members were told, Jin said. Until finally 2 days after the Busan concert, Jin declared that he would not wait any longer. Without government approval, he registered for military service by submitting the documents for the cancellation of the postponement of military service. He could not stand it anymore. He really took his own steps. The fact is, BTS members are very worried about Jin. They know about the pressure he is under. Jin expressed his sadness a month before he left for the military, stating how he had planned to go in early 2022 in January, but the agency forbade it. He was under pressure. The members also asked him to postpone it until the Busan concert was held in October 2022. He couldn't refuse it anymore. Because of this, more and more facts were revealed, but hate comments and media blunders attacked him more and more. His image became worse and all the members therein. They were considered saved by Jin's attitude, who was the first among them to undergo military service. The fact is, the members are very worried about Jin's mental health, especially Jeju. When announcing Jin's departure for the military with all the pressure Jin was getting in public, Jeju called Jin and his eyes were teary. He said everything through his eyes, especially since Jin told the truth, revealing how stressed he was about everything to the public, about the agency prohibition that forbade him from going to the military in early 2022, even to the agency and members who asked him to postpone it until the end of the year. In the winter, that he hated to do activities the most. But what could Jin do? All members felt guilty for holding Jin back, but they also did it to give a more proper farewell to army with the Busan Free Concert. When all members traveled 2 hours there back just to take Jin to the border of his military, they all felt Jin's pressure. They were worried and they found it hard to let Jin go amidst the bad news that always targeted BTS, especially Jin. When all members stared at Jin's departure with watery eyes, even Suga, who was usually the most, fled because the most hurt that day. But still, Jin, with his "it's okay, I'm fine" face, made everything even more painful. The distance between Jin entering the military and the other members was 5 months, and do you know what happened? The whole world seemed to forget Jin's sacrifice to reduce the bad news of BTS. He seemed forgotten. 5 months after J-Hope's military enlistment, the news that cornered Jin was many fans rejected the 6th member from carrying out military service. Especially at that time, the South Korean government was disappointed with Jin's decision to leave first. The 5 time that passed strongly implied the anxiety of the fans because there were no signs of other members following Jin to submit the documents for the cancellation of the postponement of military service again and again. BTS was pressured not to register for military service but instead became subordinates of the government to promote South Korea. Fortunately, BTS refused. Their love to protect Jin from rejection and negative news was completely dismissed by them. When at the end of 2023, it was proven that all members were really at their respective military bases. The fact that BTS kept quiet and protected Jin in their own way was the most expected. Every time, at every opportunity before leaving for military service, when they were on their own solo project schedules, they never failed to mention Jin's name, tell him how Jin was, and even give support for whatever Jin experienced in the military. They were really worried about Jin. The members were also pressured here and there, and they were near Jin to support and encourage him to continue protecting BTS. They couldn't live without Jin, and vice versa. That's why when Jin left and Jin came home from the military, they welcomed him. They accompanied him. They even took a short leave for Jin. It was all for Jin's sake. Now Jin is home. With army, we can hug Jin again. And this story really is something that must always be remembered. How the pressure that BTS has received since 2020 should not have been felt by them. But until now, bad news still befalls them. They remain together because if Jin is hurt, not only the fans felt it, but all the members also feel the pain that Jin gets.
한국에서는 우리가 제대로 된 함성 있는 공연을 하지 못했는데 너무 아쉽다, 마음에 걸린다. 또 이것까지는 하고 가야 팬들에 대한 예의인 것 같다. 멤버들이 저에게 그렇게 설득을 했어요. 그래서 사실 뭐 얘기가 여러 개 많았으니까 그냥 공연 전에 뭐 간다고 발표를 또 저희 입장에서 뭐 최종적으로 선택한 게 눈물의 공연을 하고 싶진 않았어요. 이 마지막이라고 얘기를 군대 가기 전에 마지막이라고 얘기를 하면서 팬분들이 슬퍼하면서 공연을 보는 거를 원치 않았고, 근데 저희는 그냥 단지 눈물의 공연을 하고 싶지 않았을 뿐인데 여기서 저기서 여기 저기서 얘네 안 가는 게 맞지 않겠냐, 여기서는 무조건 가야 된다 이러면서 좀 과열이 많이 돼서 사실 저희 그럴 수 있다 생각하긴 하지만 욕을 많이 먹었죠. 네, 그래서 저도 인터넷을 사람이니까 인터넷을 하잖아요. 근데 저희 관련 댓글 보면은 아직도 안 갔냐, 그냥 좀 가라, 빨리 좀 가라, 아직도 안 가고 뭐 하고 있냐 이런 글을 보면서 이제 마음이 아팠죠. 갈 건데 왜 우리 이렇게 준비도 다 끝내놨었는데 그래서 회사한테 이거 빨리 얘기 좀 하면 안 될까요? 이랬는데 봉탄 분들이 눈물의 공연 그거 원하지 않는다고 그랬잖아요. 그래서 그쵸, 맞죠. 조금만 더 참겠습니다. 이 볼드모트 같은 단어 참 얘기하기 힘들었는데 막상 얘기하고 나니까 속 시원하네요.
구독, 좋아요, 알림 설정. 야, so fun. 오케이, 바이바이.